everybody, welcome to the final Owen's Thoughts On episode, and that is all about Fortnite. Now, just a quick heads up, I didn't play Seasons 1 and 2, and I did play a little bit of Season 3, so this is really just going to be a sort of review of everything I've played of Fortnite. But just to let you know, Season 1 and 2 were probably fine, but I just never played them, and I just want to make that clear in this video. Anyway, here's my thoughts on Fortnite, and here's my thoughts on Fortnite Season 3. So, Fortnite Season 3, well, I believe was probably one of the first Fortnite seasons I actually played, so I kind of want to talk about it really quickly. Again, I didn't have the Battle Pass for this season, and I kind of just played it with friends, but I thought the game was really fun and really innovative, and the fact that you could, cross-play with anybody on any console. Of course, the game wasn't out on Switch yet, and I did play on Xbox, but it was a lot of fun to have this thing where we'd all team up together and play a game. It was probably one of the first true, multiplayer games I played with friends, and it was such a really good time. And I think pretty much an extension of that was Season 4. Again, I didn't have the Battle Pass, I didn't play the game that regularly, but it was just this fun thing that I'd play with friends. Of course, still on Xbox, I was still excited for a Switch port, and the Switch version came around halfway through Season 4. I didn't get the Battle Pass to this one, and I wish I did. It's probably one of my biggest regrets. But yeah, really good Battle Pass. Tilted got introduced, I believe, here, and it was a lot of fun, and I just wish I'd have got the Battle Pass, and it's a shame that I waited until the Switch version came out. But hey, that's whatever, and I had a really fun season. Alright, so then moving on from that was then Season 5. Now, this season I feel like had the most hype building up to it. It was just before summer, school was just about to finish, and everyone was excited for the new Battle Pass. I feel like this is when everybody decided to buy the Battle Pass. I don't know, everyone in my friend group seemed to buy it, and it was a lot of fun, and I do like this season because it was a season of just not really having a theme, just a little bit of everything, and I do like it when Fortnite does that. Yeah, really fun season. I guess we added a load of stuff like Paradise Palms and all that, so yeah, really good place, really good season. I really did enjoy Season 5. Of course, it was now on Nintendo Switch, and that kind of moves us into Season 6, the second Battle Pass I ever bought, right before Halloween. I remember everybody looking at this season on school computers as they were announcing it. Everyone checked at 11 o'clock, and they were, looking at it and all that. So yeah, it was really fun. Again, the hype was still really there for this season, and it seemed really fun. They announced pets as well, and it had a big Halloween theme, which was also very cool. Again, lasted all the way through Halloween, and it was super fun to do that. It was a decent season. I don't love this season. I don't love Season 6, but it's a fine season. I don't really have that many complaints with it. Then Season 7, which brought in all the snowy areas like Polar Peak and everything, and also brought in the planes, which many people liked, many people didn't like. I thought they were fine, I didn't love them, I didn't hate them. And again, the Lynx skin was awesome this season. I really do like this Battle Pass. We had the Sergeant Winter skin as well for the Christmas loadout. Then we had like the little quad bike things there, the quad crashes. They came into the game, and that was a lot of fun. I believe this is when wraps were also introduced as well. This is a really decent season, it was, even looking back at the old menus and that, it kind of makes me nostalgic. Of course, pets were back again. There was toys as well. The planes, again, were very controversial. Many people didn't like them. Many people loved them. And, creative was also a thing that happened around this time, which allowed, obviously, people to make their own Fortnite creations, and that was, such a big thing for the community. There's a lot of YouTube community out there for Fortnite that do a lot of things on creative, so, it makes a lot of sense. People really like creative, but I'm not a huge fan of it. But I believe Season 7 was, again, a pretty good season. Then moving on to Season 8, I really like this season. I don't know why, I just really like the season. It was a Pirates themed season. I love Peely, I love Fish Stick. Some of the skins are okay. It was a fine season in terms of skins, but just, the new areas that they added, and just the season in general. I don't know why, I just really enjoyed it. I really like the Pirate season. I believe they added like a pirate map gimmick this season too. And again, I feel like that's where we saw the sort of popularity fall off with Fortnite a little bit. Again, with the planes from last season, and again, the planes still being here and everything, and there was a little bit of controversy. And I believe this one we kind of saw the decline in popularity of Fortnite, which was a shame, but I guess people were getting more and more annoyed as time goes on. Of course, this season was also the season when we finally saw Fish Stick, and he was a big part of Season 8. And yeah, again, a decent season. I loved it, but I could see a lot of the criticisms that people were having at this point with Fortnite. Then moving on to Season 9, and personally this is my least favourite season. I just did not like the Battle Pass. I didn't like the Sentinel skin. I didn't like any of the skins really. I like the sort of Transformer T100 of it. The Neo Tilted was just weird to me. The big sort of Dyson air drying vacuum things all around the place. I just didn't like the season. I don't know what it was. I just didn't like it. I played a couple hours this season. I got the Battle Pass, but didn't really put that much time into it, and I kind of wish I did. I mean, the season's fine, it's a good season, but yeah, I wasn't a huge fan. The Jonesy skin also, yeah, you know, I just didn't really like the idea of future this season, and you know, I'll be honest, I took a break of Fortnite, and a lot of my friends took a break from Fortnite at this point, and you know, I'll be honest, I don't think Fortnite will ever return to its full popularity that it was, you know, season 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7. And, you know, I feel like this season just really put a lot of people off. Again, the Fort Bites. People hated Fort Bites. I always thought, you know, the Fort Bites were just awful, in my opinion. I don't know anybody that got the full 100, but, yeah, I don't know. This is my least favourite Fortnite season. There was just too much going on. I mean, look at this here. There's, like, vacuums going around with drift boards and the quad crashes in the slipstream things, and it's just a mess. But yeah, not a huge fan of Season 9. Now, you know, Season 9, I obviously took a little bit of a break, and then moving on, I then went into Season 10, and again, I didn't actually try the season at launch. I made a video about it saying I was disappointed that it wasn't new skins, and, you know, a lot of the skins is alright, actually, looking back on it, and maybe I should have played the season, but yes, you know, I was so burnt out by Season 9, I just didn't feel like playing Season X, and I kind of wish I did. Again, people didn't like mechs. I never actually used one. I never used a mech in person, so I can't really say if I'd have liked mechs or not, but I could see them being very, very overpowered. Again, I do kind of regret not playing the season, and I kind of do that for, you know, Season 9, because there's things that only happen in that season. I really, really like the Season 9 event, to be honest. But yeah, Season X, you know, I look back on it, and it seems a fun season, and I wish I would have played it, but you know, I was just so burnt out at that time, and I feel like, you know, I only got into the game late Season 10, so yeah, it was a shame, but you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. It was a decent season. I don't think any of the seasons are bad apart from Season 9, and this was kind of a nostalgic look at, you know, seasons, you know, 1 to 10, and you know, it was, looking back on it, it was kind of cool to see. So it was kind of, you know, different and interesting and amazing. But yeah, one of my regrets actually not playing Season X. Now moving on to the Black Hole event, which I thought was very, very controversial. Many people didn't like the season event, the Black Hole event, because it basically shut off Fortnite forever. But I do like what they did with Fortnite. They really did change it up with the new map. They gave us a whole new map and whole new everything. And I feel like the game really needed that. I think people were getting burnt out by end of Season 7, early Season 8, and people really did need a new map. However, Fortnite has, in my opinion at least, always felt sort of like a sequel at this point. It's not really felt like the same Fortnite, if you know what I mean. You know, with the trees and everything, and kind of the general art style of the game, it doesn't feel like the same Fortnite that we had back in Chapter 1. And I know they want to make things different, and I don't know, just the art style and the grass just doesn't look the same. It looks different, and some might say it looks better, some might say it looks worse. But, you know, it was, at least different, and you know, that was kind of it. Again, Season Battle Pass was alright. I really do like the Blob skin, I forget its name. The Ripley skin, I believe. I didn't like the 8-ball skin. I don't know how that fits into anything. And I guess there wasn't really a theme this season. It was just kind of like a new world, and you know, that was kind of cool. We got to see a new world and a new art style, and that was amazing. This season also introduced the start of delays, which was a thing that's been interesting, to say the least. Of course, if you don't know, you know, Chapter 1 was delayed, Chapter 2 was delayed, and you know, we have some delays with Fortnite, and you know, it's just the way it is. You know, we have some delays happening with Fortnite, and this is sort of the start of that. And you know, many people don't like that they have delays, but it has to happen. You know, if there's a delay, it has to be delayed, and this was the sort of the start of that. And I guess this did bring in a lot of new mechanics, as we're seeing here. Of course, the boats were also brought in at this time as well. Yeah, you know, it kind of just felt like a whole new game, for better or for worse. This game felt very basic in comparison to Season X, with everything going on, and I feel like that was intentional by the devs to kind of, you know, calm things down. From there, we then went into Chapter 2, or Season 2, Chapter 2, which was kind of interesting. You know, it was a pretty good battle pass. It was a season of spies, essentially, and I believe Mousecalls was probably the favourite skin of this battle pass, and it was super, super fun. We have the new areas, the shark and the grotto and the yacht and everything, the agency, of course, where you can take down the the bosses and everything, and get the key cards and go into open vaults. We also had the Maya skin, which you could customise, which is the start of the customization thing, which is super, super fun to see. I guess I kind of got rid of that for the Marvel season, but you know, what are you gonna do? And then we had we had the whole Ghost versus Shadow thing as well, which kind of was sort of dropped. It wasn't it was built up to be this huge event, and it wasn't actually an event. There wasn't a live event this season, which is kind of disappointing in my opinion. We should have had a live event, I think, for Ghost versus Shadow. So I don't understand it. I don't know. I mean, well, we did have a live event. It was for the water, with the whole going into season 3. But they built up this whole thing of Ghost versus Shadow, and I feel like we should have had a Ghost versus Shadow event, and maybe gone into that. I'm not saying don't do a water season. It just felt like the timing made sense for a Ghost versus Shadow season. Speaking of water season, this is season 3, and it's the only season in chapter 2 to not be delayed. It was just a normal length, and it was super awesome. It was a decent season. Of course, with the Aquaman skin, you could ride sharks now. There was water everywhere. It added some new locations onto the map. Didn't take any away, I don't believe, apart from the boss locations. And again, a decent battle pass. I really like Kit. That was super fun. Aquaman was pretty decent. I don't know why they called him a secret skin. Didn't really make much sense. And it was alright. It was a decent season. A summer season, and it really did scream summer in my opinion. And it was alright. It was a pretty good season, and it was alright. It didn't really have that much of a gimmick apart from there's water everywhere now. Jules was also a really good skin. The choppers were added at this point, I believe. In fact, I think they were actually late to season 2, I believe, but the choppers were added at this point, and they still felt kind of fresh at this point. Of course, the boats were still in, and we had a really decent season. So there's the flotilla there, and it was alright. It was decent length, and season 3 was known as Splashdown, and there were sharks and everything, and it was alright. It was a good season. Not a favourite of mine, but not a hated one either. So that was kind of interesting, seeing the loading screen and everything with all the Battle Pass stuff on it. And it does look really, really pretty, I've got to say. Really beautiful artwork there from Epic. Now, finally, we go into Fortnite Season 4, is where we're currently at with the whole Marvel season. And, I am a very casual Marvel fan, so that means I'm a pretty big fan of this. And, it's fine. I like Marvel. I'm not loving this season, I'll be honest. I'm not having the most amount of fun with this season. But, it's a decent season. I hope we get a Marvel event. I do like the Marvel skins. I think Thor might have been better going for his more movie-style design. Iron Man looks awesome. I love the Groot skin. I love Doctor Doom. I'm hoping for a Spider-Man skin. The Wolverine skin looks awesome as well. Groot looks amazing. Groot has its whole, has like a whole set, which is awesome. The only little critique I have with the season is that you can only use some pickaxes or back blings or whatever the case may be with certain characters. I know that's for the lore of Marvel, but it doesn't really fit Fortnite. You can only use certain things with certain characters. This season also added in emotes to change up the character instead of an edit style. For example, with Iron Man and everything. And in my opinion, I just would have preferred an edit style. Anyway, that is kind of pretty much it for Fortnite so far. That's all my opinion on the Fortnite seasons and everything. So just to let you know, I feel like the Fortnite seasons go really, really well from season 3 up to about season 7. They kind of take off and decline a little bit after season 8 going into season X, and then it kind of picks up a little bit going into chapter 2. Again, I'm not loving the game as much as I used to, maybe back in mid 2018, but I'm not hating the game as much as I did in mid 2019. So I'm kind of just letting the game exist, if you know what I mean. Just kind of just enjoying the game for what it is. I'm not loving the game. I'm not always playing it. I'll play it once or twice a week, but I'm still having a lot of fun with Fortnite. All right, let me know your thoughts on your thoughts on the Fortnite seasons. Do you have the same opinion as me? Do you have a favourite season? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And thank you for watching. Owen's thoughts on season